What's up, guys? Coach Austin here with your Orange Theory workout tip of the day. And today we're going to be on the bench and we're going to be talking about the bench low row exercise. Now, this is a great exercise to help build up your lats, your latissimus dorsi, the big fan-shaped back muscles that run along the outsides of your back. Now, one thing that I love about this exercise is that this is one of the strongest exercises that we get an opportunity to do here in the Orange Theory studio. The positioning of your hand and knee on the bench and grabbing with one arm at a time to row the dumbbell up to your rib cage is a very strong position for your body and allows you to lift a lot of weight. But when we do this exercise, it's very important to be mindful of the different combination of muscles that are worked and that we favor our bigger, stronger muscles over our smaller, weaker muscles. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, in some cases, our forearm and bicep muscles can be the limiting factor during this low row exercise, where the real limiting factor should be your back muscle, which is a lot bigger than your forearm or biceps. No diss to your biceps. I'm sure they look great, but just human anatomy, biceps are always going to be smaller than your lats are going to be. So what do we need to do to make sure that our lats are doing most of the work and the arms and forearms are just assisting but aren't the limiting factor of the exercise? Well, if we get ourselves in a position for the low row, one knee on the bench, one hand on the bench, stabilizing our core by keeping it nice and tight, hips and shoulders squared up, and we row our dumbbell up to our rib cage, if we row this dumbbell up towards the bottom portion of our chest, the higher portion of our rib cage, check this out. Rowing up high, you can see my arm is bending quite a bit as I pull it up and back down. And it's this idea of pulling up here that is using more forearms and biceps than your lats. So instead of pulling that dumbbell up towards the top of your chest, we really want to be mindful to bring that dumbbell towards the bottom of our rib cage and back. Really thinking about not just lifting it up, but driving our elbow back and behind us. So notice the difference here. Before I was pulling up towards the chest. Ouch, that's hard. But now if I'm pulling back, driving my elbow back, all of a sudden I can feel my back contributing a lot more to the exercise. While if I row straight up, that's my arm and forearm working a lot more. So keep that in mind when you're performing the low row. Think about driving your elbow back, pulling that dumbbell to the lower portion of your rib cage and not towards your upper chest or top of the rib cage. You do this, you're going to be able to lift a heck of a lot more weight than if you just pulled up to the top of your chest. So be mindful of that. Drive that elbow back and lift as heavy as you can for whatever repetitions that you're aiming for. You keep these tips in mind, you guys are going to build some strong back muscles. So get out there, have a great workout.